Hello. In this short video, we're going to walk through how to connect to and secure your Amazon S3 data. In Satori, the data store connection is the place you would start. You'd give it a friendly name, you would choose where your S3 location is, as well as the Satori data access controller. You would also need your originating Amazon account ID and at least one, and in fact only one, access key and ID, which you would generate in Amazon. You would only need to do that once. The next thing you would do is start to include your S3 location in your security configuration in Satori. Here's one on the screen whose name is Secured Data Sources. And alongside all of the other disparate data vendors that we support, you can now start to include S3 locations. Here's a bucket called TYA Satori Demo, as well as a folder, also known as a prefix, whose name is Allowed. This tells Satori to let people in the user access list connect to that information. Very importantly, they do not need to have IAM credentials or AWS usernames and keys to connect. We are now managing that in Satori. So for example, we've said that they can connect to the folder called Allowed, but we have a different policy restricting access to a special folder called Protected. So of course I can go ahead and download this file, and download is complete. But when I download the super secret sensitive file, this is a Satori error saying access to unauthorized data. That is now audited in Satori in the audit log. If we look at the last 5 minutes, we'll see an action was taken, query was blocked on the file. If we focus in on this, we can see why and what the file was and by whom and so forth. The actual access username and password is managed by Satori. Over here you can see we have a username and password. This does not exist in Amazon. It only exists in Satori. This is an incredibly powerful feature. Let's go ahead and add access to this protected area. It's a different data set in Satori whose name is Protected S3 Locations. There's that folder that we tried to access just a moment ago. If we add the current user to that list and give them access with a default policy and click Add, now if we go back to CyberDuck, we should be able to download our super secret sensitive file. Let's try it again. Sure enough, download is complete, and the data scientist or person doing the work can now come in and open up that file and so forth. Let's look at a different tool, in this case, JupyterLab. Here you can see Python Notebook. We're connecting to S3, but this time, again, we're using the Satori endpoint and not the original S3 location. This username and password is ephemeral. This password will not exist by the time you will have watched this video. Incredibly powerful to be able to manage this directly inside of Satori. Same thing, I can go ahead and do all of my Python work and run through various files as needed, even connect to S3 CSV files or Parquet files that are protected and managed by Satori. And here I am looking at that data. Back in Satori again, all of that has been audited in our audit log. If we go back to Satori and remove access to that secured location, I'll come in here and simply revoke or suspend the user that I configured. Back over in Jupyter, if I were to rerun these cells, let's do it again. Notice this prefix here says allowed. I'm allowed to connect to this data. So this cell should work, and it does. This next one, however, I've removed access to the protected folder. This one will throw an access denied error. And then this last one here, we had previously opened up the CSV data, but if I try it again, I get access denied. This demonstrates the power of unifying your security to S3 data using Satori. Thanks so much for watching this video.